Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We Group 4 we present our report analysis of an article that used the Wodak'S framework for CDA. The article is Education Fiasco, Discursive Strategies of School Zone System in Tempo by Agis Andriani and Fuad Abdullah. This study examines how Tempo represented its ideology, power, and critique regarding the school zone system issue. The discourse structure of the Wodak's approach includes 1. Interdisciplinary. These things enables a richer understanding of the complex ways in which discourses operate in different contexts. 2 is contextualization. This involves examining the conditions under which discourses are produced and received. 3. Social actors and identities. This approach investigates how language is used to categorize individuals and groups. As for the data collection, the data was collected through textual analysis on the text entitled Education Fiasco that was released on Friday, July 14, 2017 in Tampa.co. The analysis was driven by the 5 research questions.
The next step is contextual analysis. The first is social context. Tempo portrays parents as worried and students as disadvantaged, making the policy seem unfair. This highlights concerns that zoning limits school choices and negatively impacts certain groups. Second is cultural context. Since education is key to social mobility, the shift from merit-based selection to zoning caused backlash. Tempo describes the policy as chaotic and unfair, shaping public perception that it disrupts competition and doesn't ensure fairness. Analyze historical context. Indonesia previously favored merit-based selection, making zoning a major shift. The article argues that zoning limits excellence and contrasts government claims with public criticism, making the policy appear ineffective. So, through its language, Tempo not only reports on the issue but also influences public perceptions, reinforcing the idea that the policy is controversial.
Step 3 is discourse analysis. First is narrative structure, that is examining how stories are told to construct collective memory, identify, and legitimacy. Second is argumentation strategies, that is analyze how claims are justified through topoi or argumentative schemes and logical reasoning. The third is referential and predicational strategies. That is investigating how social actors are named, categorized, and evaluated. Next is perfect, perf- perspectivication and positioning. That is exploring how speakers position themselves and other within discourse. And the last is meditation and intensification. That is assessing how language is used to amplify or downplay particular meanings.
Let's move on to the next material, namely Step 2, Ideological Analysis. The article analyzes how Tempo frames the school zoning system, highlighting key ideologies like educational justice, accessibility, and the meritocracy versus equality debate. Media plays a crucial role in shaping public opinion. Negative framing signals opposition, while positive framing support the policy. The government is depicted as responsible for success or failure, while parents and students are shown as either victims or beneficiaries. Ultimately, this discourse influences how the public perceives the policy, either as a fair reform to reduce inequality or a flawed system disrupting education access.
Last, step 5, interpretation of findings. First, language. The discourse analysis of Tempo articles on the school zoning system demonstrate how language serves as a tool to shape public opinion. The use of specific terms reflect bias toward the zoning policy, portraying it either as a solution or as a source of problems within the education system. Second, power. The findings reveal that the language used in the news reinforces existing power structures. The government employs certain discourse to legitimize the zoning policy. Third, social change. The study highlights how discussion surrounding the school zoning policy influence public discourse and can serve as a catalyst for social change. Criticism for the public and the media suggests increasing pressure for a more inclusive and equitable education reform. So for the conclusion, Wodak'S discourse historical approach effectively reveals how Tempo's discourse on the school zoning policy shape public perception through language, ideology, and power dynamic. The analysis highlight how media framing influence policy debates and reinforce or challenges power structures. And proves useful for uncovering hidden bias in discourse, making it valuable for future research on media and policy discussions.